is my unexpected privilege to introduce our entertainer for the afternoon. This man has credits that could fill up an encyclopedia. He's appeared on Everything Everywhere. The back of this card is in small print to give you some idea. He's worked with Robin Williams, he's worked with Bill Cosby and taught him everything he knows about dating. And Milton Berle, Bill Maher, Bob Saget, everybody you can imagine. He was on the James Corden show. He plays a rare exotic instrument called the guitar. It's a very ancient instrument. So please, without further nonsense on my part, please welcome Harry Kurtz.
Let's hear for the man that just introduced me. Huh? Is that great? I have no idea. I've never heard of him before. A friend of mine, so he must be somebody important. Oh, you brought more food. Go ahead, make yourself at home. Well, welcome to Monty's party. And in a couple days, he's going to be 300 years old. That's because you suffered that much. When you suffer, you age quickly. Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Harry Kurtz. I'm going to be your entertainment. That's Perry, as in, well, thank you, Monty. At least one person. Yep. Monty's a good guy, so he's trying to put his best half a foot forward. Thank you for working that out. Well, my name is Perry. That's Perry as in Perry Como, Perry Mason, Perry Winkle. And now there's a very famous pop singer by the name of Katy Perry. Only she's a woman, I'm a man. Don't make me prove that. I know with you it's not free. I proved it last week. She looked down and said, "Oh, you're Jewish." I love the way some are getting it and then the one they go, "Oh, I get it now, all right." Well, we are here to honor a very special individual. How many people know who the birthday boy is? Anybody ever heard of Monty? Do you know where he is? He's sitting right there. And he dressed up, nice white shirt, blue pants. He got style. And I love the way he got everybody a matching wristlet. That was very nice too. Kind of like being in prison. How would you know? Yep. He knows, all right. Well, today we're here to honor our birthday boy. His name is Monadar Montessori. He was born in 1949 on August 2nd. Now, are you plotting because of the date or because he was born? Both. And he's 2 years older than me. I was born in 1951. So I'm 71 years old. And I personally have been married now for 31 years in a row to the same woman. But I've been separated for 12. So I've been happy for the last 12 years. But when I met her in '89, we went out for about 6 months. Then I found out when she invited me to her house, she had 3 kids that did not know their fathers. So I married her just to be a father to those kids. Now they are all 34, 36, and 37. I'm very happy about them. None of my kids drink, none of them smoke, none of them do drugs, none of them have car accidents, and none of them been in jail. But they're still young. Right, you never know when it's going to happen. Plus, in 2004, my wife takes me in the bedroom. She says, "Come on in the bedroom." And I went, "Oh, okay." Because, you know, we were married, so I figured it was going to be a big 7 minutes in there. And she says, I'm pregnant. And I said, any idea who the father is? And she said, it's you, grow into it. So I sat down on the bed and I watched my wife grow into it. And I watched her grow and grow and grow until she had 257 pounds. Yeah, she was so round that if you pushed her sideways, she would roll back to a standing position. But she was a great mother. Now I have got a 17-year-old daughter. I'm 71. I have a 17-year-old daughter. Yeah, it's even weirder for me because I live with this. But she's great. She's a K-pop dancer. You know what K-pop is? Korean rock and roll? She dances like this. 3 weeks ago, she danced at the anime convention at LA Live in front of 20,000 people. I'm so proud of her. So what I'm imagining is that, maybe 10, another 15 years, she'll be able to support me. So let's talk about Monty. He came from Calcutta in India, and he went to Pune, which is now called Pune. Pune, all right, because Pune could be something else. You guys know what this word means? You are nasty. That's locker room talk. Well, that's near Bombay. He went there for a winter vacation, and he got to America in 1968. That was the year I graduated high school. He came to Philadelphia, moved to Cherry Hill, which is on the Jersey side, near the Jersey Shore. Moved there a year later. But he toured a lot. He lived in Tours, France from 72 to 75. Then he moved to Los Angeles in 77 to work for Arco. He was there so long, and if you're sitting next to him, you'll notice he still has gas. Too well. I can tell it over here. But he used to want to hitchhike to California when he was living on the East Coast. And when he finally did, he basically got picked up by an L-1011, which is the big super jumbo jets. So he was sitting in there going, wow, I can park a car in here. Those things are big. He does have a sister, 9 years younger. And he said he once dreamt that he was at a wedding reception enjoying delicious chicken curry. And he woke up to his screaming sister who had her bloody finger in his mouth. He thought that was chicken curry in his dream. She said she got bit by a rat. Nobody's really sure. He met his wife, Marissa, in 1984. They went to the Olympics, married her in 1990, and they honeymooned in Greece. That's the country, not a big vat of oil, because some people get confused. They say, was that chicken oil? What kind of grease was that? 2 sons by her, Ian Nanak, and also Kavi. Kavi, where are you? I had a funny feeling. Hi, Kavi. I saw you walk over and drop an envelope over there in front of him. So this must be his kid. All right. We talked a lot. He seems like a cool guy. You must be happy having him for a dad. And you can tell you're the son. How are you? You like your dad? He's all right. It's worse when he comes home. Now, he did have a couple pets. He inherited a puppy called Casey, which came from his sister who couldn't handle it because it was spooked by fireworks and kept running away. Anybody have dogs that do that? I had kids that would do that. They'd hear that and they'd jump out the window. Unfortunately, they always found their way back. I hate when that happens. Later on, he rescued an older dog named Leo, which was a Leon Burger. You remember him? Yeah. Was he cool? Really? That's great. That's wonderful. He was supposedly a water rescue dog, but Monty says the dog would refuse to get in the water. So there was absolutely no way of him being rescued if he was drowning. As they say, he was SOL. There's children over here, I don't want to say any bad words. Now, as a child, he was bitten by a mad dog, somewhere around 7, 8 years old. He had to get stitches in his forearm where the bone was showing. Imagine getting bit and the bone is showing. You gotta take a nasty fall, like off a building, to rip the bone out. Well, he got 14 injections in the abdomen. One resulted in an abscess that had to be cut open and stitched. Then later on, he had life-threatening meningitis as a teen in high school for months. Yeah, and he had diverticulosis for about 30 years ago, and he lost 14 inches of his colon and appendix while they were inside his abdomen. So if you wonder why he has an attitude, a lot of ships have gone under that bridge, I'll tell you that. But it is his birthday, and I know a lot of you are eating, so I try not to make you laugh too much. You just sit there going, don't even talk to me, I'm eating. That's it, chew it up. Chew it really good. Now put it in your mouth. That's it. Now swallow it. You guys don't know how horrible a phrase that is. So anyway, my name is Kurtz. I am originally from Philadelphia. Philadelphia is one of the original cities. I'm sure you've all heard of it. Okay. They always talk about how it's modern and it's forward thinking. Yet all this time, they haven't fixed the Liberty Bell. Yeah, still got a crack in it. They can't put some duct tape over there. Plus, with all the homelessness, it has its own house. A cracked bell has a house in downtown Philadelphia. Let some people live in there. You know, they can go under the bell if they need to. But I grew up there. I still have a brother back there. My mother just passed 3 weeks ago, and I miss her desperately. My mother was a little tiny woman, 4'11", red hair. All her life she looked like Debbie Reynolds. And when Debbie Reynolds died, she called me up and said, "Para, Debbie Reynolds is dead. Now who the hell do I look like?" I said, "Burt Reynolds." She said, "Send him over." For the last 2.5 years, she's been on a bed in a nursing home. I was there in 2019. And she was independent. She had her own house. She had her own car. She had a big gold Cadillac because she was a little tiny Jew. And that's what they do. And I had just left town, and she tripped in her living room, fell on her coffee table, on her face, broke her cheek, and drove it into her mouth. Yeah, O is right. Took 3 days of operations to get it back together so the nerves are working. So she didn't start working until about 6 months ago, not walking. So every Wednesday, because I couldn't get out there, we would do a Zoom. You guys know what a Zoom is? You talk to each other on the computer. Well, we did that. And I think my mother had dementia. Anybody here with dementia? A couple people you wouldn't even know, would you? Yeah. Well, she definitely had it. Because I would call her up and it would be the same thing. She'd look up and you go, "Oh, who are you?" I go, "I'm Parry." "Parry? I have a son named Parry." "Yeah, Mom, I'm your son." "Oh, I have 2 sons named Parry?" "No, Mom, I'm the only one." She would look down and look at me like, "Oh, who are you?" And we go through this 3 or 4 times till she would catch on. But she was great. I always asked her, "Did you eat today?" She goes, "Who the hell knows?" You know, so I don't question it. But she passed away. We had a Zoom funeral. It was in Philadelphia. And they had me on the computer looking as everybody was talking. My brother got up. And back then, the guy talking was the hole and the casket and a pile of dirt. And my brother talked for like 35 minutes. Just blah, 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 blah. Then all of a sudden he goes, "Oh, Barry, you're here." I go, "Yeah." And I said, "My mother was so popular, she had more friends than most people have hair follicles." And as she said that, as I said that, the window on the Zoom closed up on me. It was a free Zoom. My brother's worth $2 million. It was too cheap to get a professional Zoom. As I was saying, my brother's the cheapest Jew that ever lived. I myself, I'm Jewish, but I'm a bad Jew. I don't really follow any of that. In fact, I got a whole plate of bacon over there that I really enjoyed. I love bacon. On Easter, my daughter and I eat a whole pound of bacon for breakfast. That's living. But can everybody see me in my jacket? I want to make sure I'm visible. Got this in 1981 for $21. Last week somebody said that when I put it on and I tighten up from the side, I look like a baked potato with pants. People are so mean, but I'm used to it. People have always made fun of me. But unfortunately, the jacket's great, but it's got these little reflectors are metal, so it's very warm. So I'm going to, as they say, I'm going to take it off. Now, ladies, don't go get out your dollar bills. Look, she's applauding over there. I'm just taking off the jacket. Ready? Here we go. Watch carefully. 1, 2, 3. A little muscular there. Yeah. So I'm happy in my life. In 1973, I was in Atlantic City, which is what they call the shore. You've heard of the Jersey Shore. Well, we used to go down there to do our drinking and partying in the summer. And I went down there and I was sitting in a bar drinking double shots of Southern Comfort, chased with a Coke, no ice. See, I'm diabetic now. Surprise. Because I've always loved sweets. When I was 10 years old, my mother found me laying on the floor of the kitchen on my back drinking Hershey syrup right out of a can. I don't do that anymore. I don't do that. No, no, no. I use a straw. It's much easier that way. So I gravitated to Southern Comfort because it's almost all sugar. And I'm sitting in the bar drinking double shots. And this cowboy trucker sits down with a big cowboy hat and goes, "Wow, look at you, little man, drinking all that? Think you can drink more, little man?" And I said, "If you're buying," he said, "all right." He bought me 6 more double shots of Southern Comfort. That's 3/4 of a bottle. Now, I'm a little guy. I'm a little under 6 feet tall. I'll tell you when it's a joke. And he got up and he left. And when he left, I got up and I said, "Well, I'm going to go across the street and meet a woman." But I was really drunk, and I slid to the floor in slow motion. And I laid there saying the same thing every drunk man says, "Well, I'm drunk as hell. It should be easy to pick up a woman now." As if there's something special about a man who can mumble and drool at the same time. Because that's what I was doing. I went into the dance club and I'm going, well, I wound up in the corner talking to a little girl with big hair. If you remember the 70s, they had the beehive haircuts. She had a giant haircut. And I was talking to her, but she wasn't really responding. She was just staring at me like I wasn't there. And after a while, I got depressed, and I walked out of the bar. I walked across the street to the dock, and I'm looking down at the cold ocean, Atlantic Ocean, just splashing up by me. And I started crying, "Nobody loves me. I can't go on. I'm just going to kill myself." And I stepped off the dock. What I didn't see was 6 feet down, sticking out, was another dock with metal railings. I knocked myself out. I wake up in jail, and there's 25 guys standing over me. And they're laughing. And I said, "Oh, my head hurts." They go, "You're funny when you're asleep." Thank God I made them laugh. Or I could have been somebody's wife. So my friend bailed me out. It turned out it was $1,000 because I had climbed 2 10-foot chain link fences to get to this dock. It was a Coast Guard dock. It was hydraulic. It would go up and down to the giant boats. That's why I had the metal ring. And I had a bump on my head the size of a baseball. It was giant. My hair was sticking up. And I get in the car, my friends, "Man, you were really wasted last night." I said, "Yeah." He said, "What do you remember?" I said, "Last thing I remember, I was talking to a little girl with big hair." He goes, "Little girl with big hair? You're on your knees talking to a bar stool." So I stopped drinking and I became a comedian. Because all my life people said, "You're funny. You should be a comedian." And I started when I was 10 years old. My father was very abusive. He had diabetes when I was like 8 or 9 years old, and he was doing insulin. Finally said he's not doing it anymore, so he stopped taking it and became schizophrenic and became extremely violent. He would walk in the house, I go, "Hi, Dad," and he'd just punch me in the face and break my nose. One time he hit me hard, knocked me out, I woke up behind the couch. He pulled the couch out, put me there, and put it back, like nobody's ever gonna find me. And then one time he was yelling at my little brother, who was 6 years younger, and he's screaming, "I'm going to have to smack you." And I walked in between him and said, "Why you always got to hit us?" And he said, "Do I have to take off my belt?" And I said, "I'd like that because it's smaller than your hand." And he laughed and he walked out of the room, and I realized how powerful humor is. You know, in sales, it works great. You get them to laugh, they're your buddy. Somebody's upset, you get them to laugh. A criminal's chasing you, you tell them how pretty their gun looks. You know, they laugh. That's what it takes. So that's all I've done. I've been very fortunate. Been on a bunch of TV shows. I wrote for The Tonight Show for 10 years. Got to go on there. And I was on the James Corden show. That was my favorite show ever. He is the nicest man alive. I was sitting in my dressing room. I had my own dressing room with my name on the door and one of those hang tags that goes over the doorknob. This room especially for Perry Kurtz. So that, "Hey, I made it." Knock on the door. He sticks his head in and he goes, "Hello, could I come in?" And I said, "Sure." He sits down and goes, "Hello, I'm your host, my James. And he hands me his head. I couldn't even feel his hand, it was so weak. And he just pulls it and he says, "Listen, I've looked at your comedy and I really enjoy your angle." And I said, "Angle?" He said, "I'm sorry, your point of view." Then he went out and he was lifting equipment and climbing ladders, just the nicest guy ever. And from that one episode, 43 million people saw me. I was on there 2.5 minutes. I made $8,468. Wouldn't it be nice if you could do that 10 minutes a day? That was amazing. But I've been on there a lot and I've headlined around the country. And what he didn't say about me is that I am an ex-male stripper. And I'll tell you when it's a joke. That's why I have this stuff. There's really no reason for me to do that, but I can. Have some water, it's clean. Well, I'll get to it. What are you doing? Oh, I didn't. He's standing there going like this. I didn't know what he's talking about. All right, well, we're going to get the magical instrument that I used on that show. See one of these from the 80s? It's called a keytar because it's a combination of a guitar and a keyboard. But I guess keytit didn't work well, so they came up with a guitar. And the great thing is it's got stuff built right in, like you want to play rhythm and blues? Song. That's all it takes. It's everything built in. So basically you record songs and you save them for later. So what I want to do with all you guys, anybody remember the song called Louie Louie? I figured you would. Everybody knows that. Well, we're going to sing that now, and you get to sing your part, which is Louie Louie. Oh, baby, we gotta go now. I said Louie Louie. Oh, baby, we gotta go now. I. Nobody knows the actual lyrics, so I'm just gonna make them up as I go along about whatever I say. Here we go. Yeah. It's Monty's birthday. He's gonna be 73. Look at him, he's just sitting there, staring at me. He's happy you guys showed up, because this thing costs some money. Well, hey, what the heck? That's his name, it's Money, Louie Louie. Oh, baby, back of this guy's head. He's refusing. He just will not turn around. I guess we'll do that Louie Louie sound again. Louie Louie. Come on. Oh, baby. We gotta go now. I said Louie Louie. Oh, baby. We gotta go now. Anybody else got a birthday present you want to give money? Any of the ladies? Any of the men? Anybody in the middle? He'd like some water. He'd like some water. They both like to get some water from you. Support in the class, because that's what he's being paid to do. Now he's walking over to Monty. He's going to take from his class. He's taking a drink, and he's got some class. So we're going to do one more time, and then I'm going to get out of here. And you guys are the ones that I want to hear. Louie Louie. Oh, baby. We got to go now. I said Louie Louie. Oh, baby. We got to go now. All right, now I'm going to do my big closing. This is what I did on the Late Late Show with James Gordon. Do not try this at home. 1, 2, 3. My tongue is bleeding and you're laughing. That's really funny. Like this, like you go to the bathroom right now. At least you got up to do it. All right, one more time. Ready? Here we go now. Everybody go. Louie Louie. Oh, baby. We gotta go now. I said a Louie Louie. Oh, baby. We gotta go now. Well, one more time, on the count of 3, everybody just say, Happy Birthday, Monty. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy Birthday, Monty. What a sweet man. You guys have been great. Enjoy the rest of this sweltering day. I'm going to go jump under a hose somewhere.